Hello everyone, welcome back to Rocky's Funny Past channel. I am Rocky. Today, I'm going to talk about Gojoseon's second period, Wiman-Joseon. In Korean history, Koreans call Wiman-Joseon simply to diversify Wiman's ruling period of Gojoseon from Dangun Wanggeom's Joseon period. Do you remember what I mentioned in the previous video? Yes, Wiman staged the coup d'etat and seized the throne from Junwang or King Jun in 194 BC. After that, Wiman developed the iron culture in Gojoseon. During reign of Ugowang or King Ugo and the grandson of Wiman, Gojoseon had a 1 year of war against the Han dynasty of China. In the result, Gojoseon lost by assassination of Ugowang and Gojoseon was fallen by the Han dynasty in 108 BC. This is the summary history of Wiman-Joseon's period of Gojoseon. In details, I will explain about this history and the remaining 5 stages of rise and fall of nations. Moreover, I will explain what happened in Korean history after fall of Gojoseon. Then, who is Wiman? Wiman is originally from the Yan state of China. Then why did he come to Gojoseon? To find out about this, it is necessary to know about the historical background of China. The Qin dynasty of China was founded in 221 BC by Emperor Qin Shi Huang as the first dynasty to unify China. However, the Qin dynasty was fallen in 206 BC due to widespread of rebellions, which led to the Chu-Han contention and eventually the founding of the Han dynasty of China by Liu Bang. After that, Liu Bang appointed the kings of various regions from the late Warring Stage period as feudal kings. The Yan state was one of the Han dynasty's feudal kingdoms and ruled by King Luwan. While it maintained its independent administration, it was subject to the Han Emperor in all political and military decisions. However, Liu Bang or Emperor Gao of Han Dynasty began to eliminate his former allies who had helped him to unify China, as well as the feudal lords whose power he saw as a threat. Liu Wan, king of the Yan state, and childhood friend and ally of Emperor Gao, feared that he might be purged too. By so, he rebelled and fled to the Xiangnu. During this period of turmoil in the Yan state, Wiman led a group of people over 1,000 and fled to the eastward from Yan's territory to seek as refugee in Gojoseon. After he fled to Gojoseon, Wiman requested to serve as the defender of the western frontier under Junang of Gojoseon. When he entered Gojoseon, he wore a tamnat and Joseon's traditional clothing according to Sima Chan's records of the Grand Historian. In response, Junang appointed Wiman as a baksa and granted him a territory of 100 li, estimated as 40 to 50 kilometers today, to defend the Western Territory. While defending the Western Territory, Wiman gathered a group of exiles from Yan and steadily expanded his power. Around 194 BC, Wiman led a rebellion, captured Wanggeomsong, and expelled Junwang from his throne to the south. After that, he declared himself as the king of Gojoseon. However, he did not change the name of Joseon. With the historical facts, Wiman was either a Gojoseon person or a descendant of the Gojoseon people. After he ascended the throne in 194 BC, he expanded the territory to the peak by invading and conquering the surrounding small groups, including Jinbon and Imdun. The territory is believed as roughly corresponding to the present-day North Korea under the name of Joseon. This is backed by Aryan culture that women adopted in earnest and used iron weapons. Also, the agriculture was developed by using iron farming tools. Moreover, Gojoseon engaged in intermediary trade between Jin in the south of Korean Peninsula and the Han Dynasty. This led to huge economic growth. So far, it seems like women led Gojoseon to the golden age in the 5 stages of rise and fall of a nation. However, he also led Gojoseon to the weakening stage. Why? Wiman-Joseon started by an outsider from the Yan state. This led Gojoseon to have internal conflicts and the society was unstable according to Sima Qian's records of the grand history. The local Gojoseon's leaders lost their power and raised doubts about the king's legitimacy of the royal authority. After Wiman died, problems with the succession caused more fractionalism and weakness. This contributed to the kingdom's fall by external threat. In the period of Ugowang or King Ugo and the grandson of Wiman, Gojoseon was a strong kingdom and monopolized the profit from the intermediary trade between Jin in the south of Korean Peninsula and the Han Dynasty. This caused the war between Gojoseon and the Han Dynasty, and the war led to the fall of Gojoseon. The war is as the following story. At the first, Emperor Wu of Han Dynasty sent Sepa as an envoy to persuade Ugowang, but Sepa failed in his mission. Angered by his failure, Sepa stabbed and killed Zhang, Biwang of Joseon, who had come to see him off at the Pass River, and then he fled across the river. Instead of punishing Sepa, Emperor Wu of the Han Dynasty praised his actions and he also appointed him as the commandant of Liaodong. Upon listening this news, Ugowang was enraged, so he ambushed and killed Sepa. In response, Emperor Wu sent a huge military campaign to Gojoseon. He launched a pincer operation using the both of naval and land forces. General Yangbok led the naval fleet across the Bohai Bay, while General Sun Che marched from Liaodong to attack Gojoseon. The target was Wanggeom-song, the capital of Gojoseon, or the present-day Pyongyang in North Korea. It was the final and decisive battle of the war between Gojoseon and the Han Dynasty, leading to the fall of Gojoseon. The battle began with a full-scale offensive by the Han forces. Gojoseon fiercely resisted the Han attacks at Wanggeom-song and won the battles. Emperor Wu of Han believed that the situation was unfavorable, so he decided to send Wei Xian as an envoy to negotiate with Ugowang. Ugowang agreed to finish the war by surrendering. Also, Ugowang said he only fought because he was afraid of the two generals that they might kill him. He wanted to surrender to the emperor, so he sent his crown prince with 10,000 soldiers and 5,000 horses to cross Pass River and surrender. From these circumstances, it seems that Gojoseon may have intentionally tried to deceive the Han forces and planned to use 10,000 soldiers to attack their rear. If he intended to surrender, they would have no reasons to disarm the forces or to send the crown prince instead of going himself. However, Wei Xian and Sun Che demanded that they lay down their weapons while crossing the river. So the crown prince refused and returned for the safety. When Wei Xian returned and reported, Emperor Wu of Han executed him. The two Han generals were divided in their strategies. Sun Ce favored an a hardline approach, but Yangbok argued for more moderate policy. Emperor Wu of Han settled this argument by merging Yangbok's forces to Sunche. Gojoseon also experienced internal divisions. When the Han forces were united under Sunche, the people of Gojoseon felt worries and they were split into two groups. One wanted peace and the other wanted to fight to the end. Particularly, the removal of General Yangbok, who had been more peace, had a big impact to the people of Gojoseon. The reason is that the peace group in Gojoseon was negotiating with General Yangbok. In April 108 BC, the peace group in Gojoseon, including Sang Noin, Sang Hanum, 장군 Wanghyup, and Sang Sam, surrendered to the Han forces and betrayed Gojoseon. In June, an assassin sent by the Prime Minister Nigaesang killed Ugowang. Still, Wang Gomseong resisted strongly under Seonggi, a minister close to Ugowang. General Sun Che, feeling anxious, ordered Choi, the son of Noin, to cause troubles among the city's people. Choi, and together with Ugowang's son Jang Hang, killed Seonggi. After that, Jang Hang immediately surrendered to the Han forces. In 108 BC, Wang Gomseong fell, and Joseon disappeared from history after 86 years and 3 generations. This is how fall of Gojoseon occurred by Ugowang in the 5 stages of rise and fall of nation. After fall of Gojoseon, the Han dynasty established 4 commanderies such as Nangrang, Hyundo, Imdun, and Jinbon. The governor of the 4 commanderies wanted to rule the local people very strictly, so they increased the number of provisions over 60. So the societies became more harsh, and among 4, 3 of them were disappeared by the local people in the next 30 years. And the remaining one, which is Nangrang, was fallen by Goguryeo in 4th century AD. So this is end of Gojoseon's history. From Gojoseon's history, we can find out that Gojoseon was an empire. It was not just a kingdom. Do you remember Biwang-jang, who was stabbed and killed by Sepa? His title is Biwang. Biwang means feudal king, so which means Gojoseon had many feudal kingdoms. Under Gojoseon's king, there were many feudal kings and ministers of feudal kingdoms. According to history, Gojoseon had 28 feudal kingdoms. They are 부여, 고죽, 고구려, 예, 맥, 추, 기자국, 진번, 낭랑, 임둔, 현도, 숙신, 청구, 양이, 양주, 발, 유, 옥저, 진, 비류, 행인, 구다, 조나, 주나, the 3 Hans, etc. Gojoseon had a strong bronze culture, and the representative of bronze culture of Gojoseon is bronze mirror, which is called as Danyusen Mungyong. So this bronze mirror has a diameter of 21 centimeters, together with circular patterns of 13,000, and it is difficult to recreate together with the modern scientific technologies. So which means Gojoseon had the best bronze technologies at the time. Then what was the world history during Joseon around 194 BC to 108 BC? In India, reign of Emperor Ashoka and Buddhism was spread. In Greece and Mediterranean, it was Hellenistic period. After Alexander the Great, his empire split into several kingdoms. In the 2nd century BC, Roman Republic began expanding and gained dominance in the Mediterranean. In Rome, Roman Republic unified the Italian peninsula. In 146 BC, Corinth was destructed and Greece was fully under control of Roman. In the Middle East, Seleucid Empire, Parthian Kingdom, and other Hellenistic states existed. Active east-west trade led to early foundations of the Silk Road. In Central Asia, Xiongnu or the Huns, actively moving and interacting, conflicting with the Han Dynasty of China. Also, strengthening of northern nomadic powers. In Europe, Celtic and Germanic tribes existed as tribal societies. For the next, I will talk about the era of the competing kingdoms. Please subscribe and like. Thank you and see you in the next time.